Alright, it's King Zo, motherfucker. You already know what the fuck it is. Book you a goddamn session, make some motherfucking money, man. It's Smack Life ENT. You dig? This was brought to you by some good ass weed. You know what I'm saying?
So where you from, bro?
Man, all over, like legitimately all over. You know when niggas say that they don't mean it? My folks was in the Air Force, so I've been moving around my whole fucking life, like every 3 or 4 years. Alright nigga, we moving. So everywhere. Born in North Dakota, in Alaska, Missouri, Japan, all the fuck over. California recently, man, it's too much. It's too much.
Globetrotter status.
Look, Earth is my turf for real. You know what I'm saying? We people. We people.
So what's your craft? What do you do? What talent do you bring?
Alright, so I rap, I sing, and do music in general. Like I play like 13 different instruments. Right now, I'm engineering for my whole team, and anybody who want to get mixed by KZMF, book you a session. Anything involving music for real. I would just say I'm an artist. So as far as like it goes, like what's my craft? I'm mixing and engineering right now. I've opened up my studio to a lot of other artists to give them a platform to talk their shit and feel good about what they're doing too. Cause when I figured out how to do it for myself, I realized that that's a lot of the piece that people missing. Is just having somebody that know how to bring them to where they want to be type shit.
Right.
So that's what I try to do.
Okay. How long you been into music?
Man, well, I mean, shit, Nick, we went to high school together. You seen my little shit in the marching band, but I mean, honestly, I picked up the clarinet in the 6th grade, and then after that, it was just like over for me. When I got to 9th grade and niggas got to high school and shit, I started playing the drums, and 2011, I got like really introduced to go-go. And 2013 is when I dropped my very first mixtape called UFI. And that's when I kind of started the journey. Niggas did the California shit. Almost had a son back in 2016. Got on Sway in the Morning the same month, the same year. Went through some crazy ass shit. Left. Damn near playing in the go-go band for like almost fucking 3 years. Shout out to Real Live. That's the gang still, you know what I'm saying? And now we here with it. So from like 2011 to like now, niggas just like been going strong. So nice little chunk of change.
Yeah.
That's a quarter, not a dime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who's your musical influences?
Oh my God. Well, I know the industry gonna see this, but I actually saw Michael Jackson do the moonwalk when I was like a little kid, and that's just what set it off for me. I was like, the way he captivated the audience and had all the girls fainting and shit, and like even like grown ass niggas is screaming and shit. Michael Jackson coming on stage, all this nigga doing is lifting the glove. I was like, that shit is iconic. And I was a little kid, I saw it, and that set me on my journey. I mean, as far as like musical goes though, like I definitely have a lot of influences. I like to be eclectic, so it's real hard for me to say like one or even a top 10, because we're gonna sit here and talk about music all motherfucking day. Like, right. I love everything from rock to rap to pop to R&B to. I just started listening to fucking EDM like a few years ago, like that shit where niggas be in the raves. I'm like, that shit be rocking for real, like, and you don't understand. It's almost like go-go. You don't understand until you go to a party and you see some ass moving to the beat, and you're like, it makes sense.
What would you say go-go is?
Energy. And I mean that in the purest sense. Like I said, I'm not originally from here. Like, I wasn't born here, but I did go to junior high here. I went to high school here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got in my first fight out here, I lost my virginity out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from here, but I'm not from here. So go-go was definitely an integral part of that shit. Like I said, I learned how to play the drums in the 9th grade. And it was in the it was in the 10th grade where I actually seen Go-Go like live for the first time, and that shit just, it hit my heart because I already played the drums and I already had light music, and so when I just kind of saw it all together, it was something that I just really wanted to hold on to, and I just always remembered feeling so cool, going to like motherfucking with the Go-Go mic exclusive back in the day, and downloading that shit and having like the newest shit in the hallway, or motherfucking when niggas used to pass out the flyers and you knew your parents wasn't gonna let you go, so you had to sneak out to the mission. Like, it's just energy. And honestly, I feel like if you're in the DMV, like even if you in Baltimore, you got to know something about go-go, and you got to show some type of love to go-go, because this is your culture. People trying to take this shit away, so why the fuck not learn about it and figure out what the fuck people get together. Like, I always thought it was beautiful that motherfuckers from different hoods can come to a spot and party for that moment, and everybody celebrate where they from. And now, you know, of course niggas get shot during the let out. We not stupid, niggas not goofy, we not green. But it's like, what it symbolizes to me is like the unity of the community. Like when you hear sardines and the niggas say pork and beans, like you know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's just, for me, it's really been like that energy of feeling like I could bridge the gap and bring everybody together, bring the different styles, bring the different beats, and just have everybody in the same room being cohesive, instead of being like, who that nigga over there? You know, because I feel like it's a lot of that in the world. So that's what it's brought to my music. It's probably just like the collectiveness of wanting to work with people, because you know, go-go is a bunch of different sounds. You got the drum set, then the bass guitar, then you got a regular guitar, two to three niggas on the keyboard, singers, niggas on mics, like, and a nigga with a cowbell, like, and some congos and a cut, like, cranking.
A hood symphony.
It's the hood symphony. No cap. And shout out to ABM for coming in with that slow bounce. No cap. We needed that invention in the world. That was real. That was real.
Definitely a necessity.
You know what I'm saying? Mochella can't stop it.
So,
alright, so the band, shit, that's funny as shit. I'm about to Superman these hoes. But real live band and show. I'm actually not even singing with them no more. It's been like a few months now. And no shade to the gang either. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Crank Flight's still live. Go see a show. Go figure out what the fuck they doing. Because I love them niggas, period. You know what I'm saying? I want them to succeed. But that shit helped me with my live singing, like a lot, and my stage presence as well. Singing live and singing in the studio is two totally fucking different things, and a lot of people don't realize that. That's why when they go in the studio, they can have like, they can make a whole bop, and they get on stage and be like, damn, this nigga don't know how to perform, he don't got no stage presence, he not moving around. So when you learn that shit and you really get to sing live and, you know, see people in the audience and get their reaction after the show, it brings another dynamic to your music, because it makes you want to record your shit differently. It makes you want to take your time on bars rather than maybe like rushing through them, or rather just like making some shit that only you can relate with. You might make some shit faster that you know that people gonna fuck with, because you know at the end of the day when you come to the party, you come to party. Who the fuck wanna come to the party and stand around for real? Nobody actually wants to be on their phone. Niggas just be afraid of what's going on and they don't feel it enough to step out their shell. You gotta break that box. So for me, I feel like go-go has actually taught me to open up my mind a lot, because the same niggas that I was listening to in the 7th and 8th grade, now I'm homies with them niggas. Like, used to listen to True Expressions and Game Over Band. I can go walk in the club and holler at Chuck and Dusty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas used to listen to Game Over and motherfucking and play shows with Quick. Like, this nigga was in my band. Like, shout out to you know, Bounce Cheese, no cap. That's the bruh, cranking like shit. So it's dope as fuck to be able to just like talk to the legends in my eyes. But it ain't off no trying to jock nobody's swag shit. It's just like paying homage. I always figured if I'm gonna be here, then I have to be a representative of here. And what's the best way to do that for me is like go-go. So I done put my time in. You can go see the video. We out there. We out there.
What instruments do you play?
Oh my god.
You say like.
Can you put them up on the screen when you do the edit? Can you? Alright, watch this. Clarinet, tenor saxophone, piano, guitar, bass guitar. There's 5, right?
Yeah.
Alright, you gotta break down the drums. So I can play the drum set, I can play the snare drum, the bass drum, the cymbals, the timbales, the quints, I can play xylophones and marimbas. I play the guitar. Yeah, so that's probably like 15 now.
Yeah.
Boss up, you know what I'm saying? Get your knowledge up, niggas. No.
You taught yourself how to play instruments?
Hell to the motherfucking yes and no though.
Okay.
So like, well, one thing niggas gotta know is we dedicated to this shit, but niggas done had some formal training too. Shout out to Frederick Douglass High School. A nigga is definitely a whole Eagle still alumni. You know what I'm saying? That's the gang. 2009 was my freshman year, but that was actually the first and only year we went to Battle of the Bands and shit. So niggas got to see like the big time, you know, see how that shit really is. Yeah, I think it's them 15, and no, maybe like 20 or something. There's probably like another 5 that I'm not thinking about. I saw an interview one time with Prince. You can put his clip up too. The nigga said, "Hey, how many instruments do you play?" And he was just like, "I don't know, maybe like thousands." And I was just like, "There's thousands of instruments?" Like, yeah. So you know, my 20 is alright, but it's niggas out here that was legends.
So introduce this single and then talk about the video process and like where your mind was when you made it. That joint was like that, bro.
Alright, so for my single, shout out to 2019 because everybody's some hoes, but it's called OnlyFans. I thought that was hilarious. I mean, honestly, the song is self-explanatory as far as like what it's about and my mindset. You know, I just been like, fuck it. Jose, I've been sipping, rolling up again. So we not capping. Like, I'm pretty sure I actually was drinking this bottle specifically when I made this song too. So shout out to Jose Cuervo, cause me gusta mucho y yo necesito más. But my mindset honestly was just feeling like I'm starting to learn that people only be around me for like the benefit of like what I can do with my talent or what I can offer them, and not really as a friend. I was battling depression for like a really long time, like a very long time in my life. I'm talking about like from the age of like 13 to 23. I'm about to be 26 next year, so it's been a very long time. But like I'm finally to that point where I can be happy. But in knowing that I'm happy, it also allows me to look back on my own life and be like, it's been times where I feel like motherfuckers was maybe only using me, and maybe I was in situations and relationships where I was ignoring the red flags because niggas was feeling like more lonely. But when you wake up from that bullshit and you realize like the people that's around you that's actually gonna help benefit you, and the people that's around you, you know, that's only gonna use you, you start to really gain that power of discernment when you putting yourself in that situation. So with my mindset, and the concept for the video, honestly, like I used a bunch of bottles because I was going through like some problems, you know, like dealing with my band and the shit that was happening on the outside and everything that was going on in my life. I was drinking like shit, and I was smoking like shit because I always smoke like shit, and that's always gonna happen like shit. But smoking plus drinking, you know what I'm saying, you gonna be super wavy. But nah, like for real, I think my mindset was just kind of choosing between that shit. And also, I think a lot of people hear the song and might think like it's a bad thing when I'm saying I just been like fuck it, but it's more just being okay with being like by yourself and being like cool with being in your zone, because you realize everybody got their own shit going on. And Stilo with that was just getting to know yourself, man, and not being selfish to think like you can use people. I don't know, it's more like when I do my music, I'm really talking to myself while I'm talking to people. Like I want people to get my inside thoughts so they can be like, oh, this nigga said that, but it's because he saw the situation like this, or it's because he was thinking or feeling like this, rather than just like, what exactly did he mean? I want my shit to have a bunch of different meanings. You know, I want people to be able to watch OnlyFans and some people be like, oh, this video is about alcoholism. And maybe some people like, well, nah, it's not about that because this. But really, the reason why you see 3 of me on the screen is because I don't got no split personality disorder or no shit like that. So whoever was watching this nigga and didn't watch the nigga say he's schizophrenic, dead, boy. I'm a very sane individual. But I do feel like I do have different voices in my head. And everybody does. but it's like an old I think Native American proverb. They say like everybody got two wolves in their head, like a good one and a bad one. The one that wins is the one you feed the most. So for me, I feel like it's a bunch of different voices talking, and I hear a lot of shit because I think a lot of shit and I have an open mind. So that song was really about just tapping in with that, honestly, and trying not to be sad about niggas that don't want to be around you for real. Yes, sir.
What's the name of your project?
Okay, so the name of the project that I got coming out right now is called Vibes.
Okay.
With a Y, not an I. It's important. It's supposed to be like a spiritual thing. And when they say Y instead of I, it's like, well, yours instead of I, it's instead of we instead of me type shit. It's just vibes in it. So that's why I called it Vibes. Shit, cause I can't call this dance hall. Like I don't want to call it dance hall, but it's definitely got like a Afro fusion, like Caribbean centric, like feel. Like every song is probably like. Like it's no hip hop for real. Okay. Every one of them tracks is like that. I'm gonna drop it either when my baby is born, which is supposed to be like late January, or during my birthday, which is late February. So January or February it'll be coming. I'm really thinking about dropping it when Carnival starts because, you know, damn, I want to tell you more, but it's like I would just rather just play it type shit and then you would understand it. Because me trying to explain it, I feel like that job like defeats the purpose a little bit because it's literally just vibes. We dropping it when it's cold so you can be booed up. But we also dropping it during Carnival season, so if you in another part of the world, you might fuck around, be half naked in a parade somewhere.
This is true.
Yin and yang. It's got a Jamaican influence, and it's got a United Kingdom influence, because I know friends and I got family and people from both sides. So I was starting to notice, listening to a lot of their shit, that they shit sound a certain way. And I like the beats. You know, I ain't no culture vulture or nothing, but I do play drums, and also, we're all black. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel like nobody really stealing anything ever. If you do it nice, you do it nice. And if you do it garbage, then you do it garbage. I'm not garbage.
Do you listen to artists from the UK?
Yeah, absolutely. Stormzy, Dave, and Dave is on he on that Netflix show Top Boy. Shout out to that nigga Drake, man. Cause I think he's like executive producer on that joint, and they be having like a lot of the actors on the show are artists.
They are.
And so I'll watch the shit and then be like, yo, like I had no idea that I can't even think of his name because he just got me geeked up talking about Top Boy. I can't even lie, bro. That's my shit,
bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Bruh, the Top Boy feeling like the man them shitting. Oh, bruh. And shout out to my homegirl Judith, cause she be actually putting me on to a lot of the wave over there, like the shit that's like new, the shit that's old. She just put me on to some shit from these niggas called Crept and Conan. I don't remember what the fuck the song called, but the video was dope as shit. Everything was cool as shit. It's this other nigga that got some shit. I think his name is like Atch or something like that. I don't know how to say it or spell it because I don't have that. But the song is called Taste, and it sounds like the nigga from the Bay Area. Okay. Like it's a dope ass vibe, and they got so much really good music out there, especially like the R&B. Like that shit is so fucking real out there. Like niggas are taking a trip like very soon.
God. How you making beats? Like what go into making your beats?
Start with the drums.
Okay.
Always. Even though like it don't matter what type of beat it is for me, it literally doesn't. It could be like the most R&B beat ever. I'm gonna start with the drums because that's gonna give me that format. Once I have that format, I usually go for bass line. So drums, bass line, or 808, and then the rest of it's gonna come to you. That's what I'll say. That's my project. And my process, honestly, I like making beats on the spots with my niggas. So like we'll make a beat, and then they'll be like, "Hey, wait, you should slow that shit down." And then they'll fuck around, start rapping to it, and next thing you know, we got a song. That's how we made Jug Step. That's how we made motherfucking That's how we made Invasion. That's how we made Congratulations songs. that just come about naturally. Cause what I try to do is not give myself a box. Like, shout out to my boy Luck, but I hate that nigga because he always be like, Zoe, you gotta make the trap beats. You gotta make the trap beats. And then I'll make like a R&B beat, and I'll see this nigga like the next day, and he be like, oh, so you couldn't show nobody that? Nigga, what do you want from me? So like, shout out to all the engineers, because I know your pain now. Like, now I'm an artist and an engineer and a producer, so like, every angle, niggas are just blown. Honestly, what I try to do, free game right now, guys, download new samples every week. Niggas be having old samples, wondering why they beats sound the same. Nigga, you know how many frees? You don't even have to buy nothing. I bought everything, but y'all niggas don't have to buy shit. Like, there's free downloads everywhere. You can get a Splice account. Them niggas give you plugins, all type of shit, bro. Like, the tools is out there. So whatever type of sound you want to make, I feel like you can make that shit. But as far as me, I just do what I feel at the moment. And I feel like that's the truest way you can, you know what I'm saying, get your point across.
Yeah. What's your goal for your music?
I got two.
Okay.
Number one is to help others. It's always been that. I realized that when people pick up a microphone, they have a certain amount of power. And when people listen, they letting you control them. Music controls you subconsciously. There's a wave, there's a frequency. Like, I don't want to be all, oh, it's gotta be, but like, it's real. It's not anything that's fake. You have to have the right frequency to like get to people's mind and to break open like their heart and the barriers that people see that might be setting them back. But number one is just to help people, and I guess like 1A would just be like to see differently. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like we all grow up and we start seeing like this, and we forget that the world is really like this.
Right.
So I want to broaden people's horizon. And number two is just so niggas can eat. Like, I know that we live in America, and it's a lot of shit that goes on here, but the thing that makes this a great place is how much money you can make here, and how much, like, I don't mean that in no sense of greed, I mean real life
opportunity.
You know what I'm saying? Like, opportunity and chances to like make yourself, like niggas like Nipsey, niggas like Ryan Leslie, niggas like Jay-Z, niggas like Dame Dash. These niggas gave us the blueprint on how to real life do this shit by yourself, and niggas was capping on the way they was doing shit. Now look at niggas like Jay-Z trying to buy teams and shit. Come on, bruh. It's levels to the wealth, and people have to understand that we're in a system that like basically doesn't want to see us make it. So for me, it was just being able to help people, but also being able to show people that way, like, yo, if you do what you love, bro, this shit ain't like work. I get to wake up every day, John, like, and do what the fuck I love. My niggas hit my phone and be like, yo, is we making beats and smoking weed today? Greatest life ever. Like, who want, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do you want to do anything else? It's nothing here for real. That's what I feel. If you feel like it's something here and out here and for you, great, live it. Live your truth. But for me, personally, it ain't shit here. It ain't nothing going on. Why not make it like a slap so we can have a good time while we're being shitted on?
Right. What artists are you working with, or do you work with? Okay.
Let me actually go to my iTunes so I can just go ahead and plug everybody right quick. Alright, so I got my man Ace in here, B.O., my man Lee, my cousin Big Deezy, Blue Stripe in this joint, my man E.J. Margella, my boy Jacob, my Atlanta artist Genesee, me of course, me and B.O. got a tape on the way, it's called Zobot, coming soon, plug the shit. My boy Keto got a song in here with me and B.O. called Vert. Let me see, who else in here? My boy Los, Low Key, just dropped Highs and Lows. That's also on fucking everywhere, so bitch, go give me a check. We gonna put the link in the bottom, don't worry about it. Let me see, my brother Mounty Mouse, my bad, IJ, Naoki, Opalin Lucy, Water God, Ray the Shooter, of course Real Live Band in here, my boy Ren Stats in Cali, we got some shit on the way. Sino, Shao Calhoun, Solo, my boy Somebody. Rest in peace to my brother Subversive. I'm actually just scrolling this. I see his shit. Sumo, my boy Sweet, Trippy T, my boy who did the OnlyFans video, huh? The dude who did the OnlyFans video, my boy Tylen, he got some music in here. We got some shit coming. My twin Wanza, Sino just walked in the room. We got some shit too. My boy Young Lotus, and that's just like everybody who I got just like on my iTunes. But it's a few other people that I'm working with internationally and shit like that. I've done a song with this artist from the United Kingdom named Jade Cherie. That's on my second mixtape. Let me see. I got a vocal coach that lives in Canada that I'm gonna do some music with. Shout out to her. She just had a baby. Shout out to Lil Zoe. Yeah, there's like a lot of people. I like to just keep it eclectic because I feel like once you put yourself in that box, you know, you kind of limit your sound, and I don't feel like sound is limited.
Right.
So
switch up on them, motherfucker. You a '90s baby.
Okay.
So name like.
Oh damn, he about to go deep. I can tell.
Name like five of the cartoons during the '90s that you was fucking with.
5.
Yeah.
It was this one jump. I don't know if niggas gonna remember this, but it was on Cartoon Network. It's called Code Lyoko, and the niggas used to like. It was like a show about the Matrix. Like it was literally like the adults was like part of the shit, but they didn't realize like they was part of the shit, and the kids was like the answer. Like it was so many messages in that motherfucker. So that's one. Eddie and Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Because every day that man wake up to get a bag. Period. I don't give a fuck if it's 25 cents for a jawbreaker. That nigga Ed was like, yo, finna call my niggas up. Fuck you doing today? Nothing? Finna get this bag.
Let's go
like,
get it.
Period. If I say SpongeBob.
Okay.
We can't. I just feel like if you from the 90s and especially now with social media, it's so many fucking like quality memes like from life that came directly from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Like that shit was too influential for me to not say that shit, honestly. We all know the songs. Like if I fucking start singing Rip My Pants right now, like it'll be a sing along in the studio. Like it's ridiculous. Let me see. That's 3. Samurai Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Samurai Jack was my shit. And my main reason for really liking Samurai Jack, it was the music. It's not even like the action and the story and all the art. It was really cool. But every time they went to a different place, they had a different style of music. I'm talking about from country to EDM to hip hop to jazz to motherfucking like some steampunk fusion shit that you never heard before, and they just mix like styles. That shit was so raw to me, how they used to bring different elements to that shit consistently. And then number 5, I gotta think, because I want to give you 5 good ones. You know what? I can't even hold you. I'm about to say some like out of the box shit, but I really fucked with Dave the Barbarian. That was my show.
Oh yeah,
okay. I don't give a fuck what nobody's talking about. Before I was smoking weed, Dave the Barbarian made me understood what it was to be burnt out. Before, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the original smack nigga. Like he had his little sister wilding out talking about I'm not a monkey. The old nigga fucking crazy. They going on stupid ass adventures that never work. Like that shit was funny. So it would probably be them. Will probably be like my top 5 of just stuff that was like real influential to me that I could like pull out the archives.
Alright, then we about to flip it to the movies, like top 5 movies coming from like that time period.
Oh shit. I gotta put Paid in Full and Shot on there. Yeah. Like at the same time.
Yeah.
I have to put both of those on there. Damn. The fucked up part about it is I want to say Scarface too, but like, you know what I'm saying? It was like the 80s. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like that's a cheat. So I'm gonna leave that to the side. But like notable mention, because why the fuck is that movie so great? Also The Godfather. Why are those? What?
That's why they call them joints class.
Do you have 3 hours of your life to waste like consecutively 3 times in a row? Oh, matter of fact, okay, bet we speaking about the 90s. Star Wars. definitely for me, Star Wars, bruh. I fucked with that shit super heavy when it came out. And notable mention on the cartoon shit. When Cartoon Network came out with Clone Wars, the animated shit, that shit was raw, bruh. Because they had all the hidden characters and all the prequel subtext between them. So I fuck with probably like Paid in Full, Shadas, definitely all the Star Wars, and 2 more from the 90s movies.
You got your stoner flicks. You got your.
That's crazy. Fuck. I mean, if we went the stoner route, of course I'm gonna say How High. Like you never really.
Yeah.
You never really watched that movie the same anytime. Like you'll catch something new every time. You be like, did that nigga just?
That was funny as shit.
Bruh. And honestly,
Don't be.
bruh, that's a great, a notable mention to Don't Be a Menace. But what's that joint? What's the joint? South Central. That was my shit.
Oh yeah.
You ain't OG Bobby Johnson. That's my shit because it taught me like what it really was. Like it gave me my first like real look at like gang life. And I mean like the inside of it, because my dad, he did that shit, but he made it out. You know what I'm saying? Real niggas know you're not supposed to do that shit to motherfucking flaunt it and go to prison. That's stupid. That's backwards hustling. You're supposed to do that shit. You're supposed to hustle to get to a new level. Then you're supposed to hustle to get to a new level. Then you're supposed to hustle. Niggas be selling weed for like, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't moved to the coke once. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying do this. Like anybody who's watching this is like, oh yeah, we about to go sell drugs. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a mindset and it's a perspective. You don't want to just be stuck doing any one thing. And so, you know what I'm saying? You want to keep building that shit, keep building that shit, and keep building. And I learned that like that's not where you want to be, and that's also not what you want to give to your kids. Because what I like about South Central that actually touched me, because I was a little kid, you know, but I still understood like the importance of like the role of a father and a mother in a parent's life. And being in a situation now where I'm finna have a baby daughter, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta make sure she don't fuck around join the gang or some shit. Like, yeah, that'd be my top 5, man.
So name your top 5 bands from like. You say you went to your first go-go and like the
Bruh, my first go-go was probably like motherfucking. That had to be like in the 12th grade or something, because I started playing my band HTV.
Okay.
That was the first like party I went to. But if you was to say that would be a lot easier than the movies and shit. Game Over Band.
Okay.
I'ma always say that. Shout out to my man Chuck and Ambition Band. They on a new wave and shit now. But I definitely fuck with Game Over. Them niggas, because what set them apart to me is they had the original crank, and that's why I'm about to say these next niggas. New Impressions.
Yes.
Period. Okay, you not about to tell me them niggas don't crank. Like, I said, I found myself, blah, blah. Like,
2010 they got the crank. 09 they was cranking like shit.
And the killer part
they was
is,
OC.
the killer part is, I feel
OC.
like I have a connection with New Impressions as far as their music, because that's probably one of the bands specifically, along with Game Over Band too, because I was with them from when like Torrance was the lead mic and then Chuck switched over to, and like the whole 9. But like New Impressions, I really went on a journey with their music, like Statement to the Game, bruh. That is a go-go album like that. And then I think it's like 2 albums that they dropped while I was in California. And I downloaded them Jones and was playing them Jones for people in the Bay Area, and they like, what is this? And I'm like, bruh, this is go-go.
Yeah.
Some people don't get it, but alright, so Game Over Band, New Impressions, ABM,
Yeah.
Slow Bounce Kings. Like, you're not even about to.
Oh, fuck.
Shout out to Shooters, man. All the niggas, bro. Shout out to Rose, everybody. And Mochella. If you go watch the ABM Mochella video, like the first scene of that jump is literally me chopping, nigga. Like, I fuck with this shit, bro. Like, no cap. I love when back in the day, because we talk about this shit. I love when they did the ABM versus XIB chop disc.
Yeah.
When they, bruh. Them niggas.
Hey, when niggas was beefing in the Go-Go's, that shit was vicious because they was hitting niggas shit but cranking
ever. Look, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You might have to let me say like 6 or 7 because it's hard.
Alright, you got that shit,
because
bro.
Look, I gotta say reaction.
Got to.
How
bro.
the fuck you not going to lay it down? Lay it down. Look, nah, bro. That 123.11. Stop playing, bro. And it feels good. You can't. You can't. Okay. You can't. But then it's also like, if you saying from back then, I also remember I used to listen to a lot of like the, not underground, but like, you know, the niggas that wasn't like the top dogs. Like when Renegade first came out, nigga came out with Flex, nigga.
Dream Team.
First of all,
that shit was crazy.
First of all, chop it down. You not gonna, bruh. Chop it down, bruh.
TCB.
Bro, oh my God, TCB, bro. When them niggas,
they the reason I started fucking with
Daddy, the
shit.
Michael Jackson Joe, bruh.
That's the first bounce beat I ever heard. TCB.
Oh, another nigga. The other niggas I was gonna say was actually UEB and AAO.
UEB, that's my man.
And shout out to my man's Black. Bruh, and look, and shout out to their drummer. His name's Zoe. Oh no. Sidebar. I just saw recently CCB live for the first time, like maybe like a few weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Niggas been in the game, but I haven't had a chance to see everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't come up with that shit directly. I did, really put myself in it.
Yeah.
But like, I want to say maybe like a month ago, I saw CCB live for the first time, bro. And them niggas did motherfucking whip wop in the club. Oh, no. And then they cut it off. It was like, yep, halftime. When I tell you everybody in the club was like, sickness.
Nah, they came up to Doug though, bruh. Two youngers got to fighting though. Never a concert of Doug again.
You play roll call and some things gonna happen.
I think that's what happened too on my mom.
This is CCP. Oh,
and they was cranking. Ace Hood came that day too, bro. Ace Hood.
I was there.
Alright, bro. Yeah.
And a lot of niggas thought Ace Hood was Lil Wayne. Shout out to Ace Hood, by the way.
Yeah,
that bars. Okay,
he underrated.
Bro,
nah, he ain't underrated, but he underrated.
You know the niggas that's not going. That's a whole nother conversation. But you know the niggas that's not going. Not going. They not gonna put them on. So you know what I'm saying? Like real recognize real at the end of the day. Fuck it if a nigga not mainstream. But the oven is one more band I'm fucking thinking about. Fucking
T.O.B.
They were tough too.
Shout out to Chris. Bro, shout out to the whole go-go community, honestly.
Bro.
Like,
Backyard.
And bruh.
Backyard was tough too.
You know what my dopest show was?
They still be packing shit out, bro. Every event,
I ain't
bro.
Oh, that. What band?
Oh, what band be cracking too, bro?
When them niggas came out with the rock and roll bounce beat, I was like, huh?
Y'all remember I&I?
Stop, bruh, stop.
Hey, bro, Go-Go was like that.
Northeast Groovers.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look, I did my homework. I did my homework, no cap.
They be cranking,
hey, bruh, stop playing, bruh.
It's a whole lot of go-go bands that came out that time period.
Bruh, and shout out to Real Live again, because them niggas doing their thing, real talk. I don't even give a fuck if I'm not there. Like, I know them niggas, like, if they got the same energy to want to, like, keep moving with their music, bro, they cranking like shit. And niggas used to hate on us at all times because we mix the music with the crank. That's why I love New Impressions. That's why I loved UEB, like, cause them niggas was like, all right, so we got this crank, but we also gonna throw these chords in here and these fucking harmonies. Next thing you know, you got some beautiful ass ballad shit happening and bitches are twerking at the same time. Like, shout out to Go-Go, man.
Yeah.
Can't mute the city, man. Can't mute the DMV, bro. Do you know how many fucking people is from the DMV? Like, that's just ridiculously on. Like, Pharrell, Missy Elliott, and Timberland are all DMV niggas.
Did you go to school with this nigga Fortune?
Yeah. Shout out to Black Fortune. Matter of fact, I just seen, bro, because it's such a small world. I just seen I just seen your mom and your sister at my job like maybe like last week, and I was just like, I was like, I know. And it was like, you went to, I was like, yeah, and then we just had that moment, like, bruh, and it's crazy too, because, like, a lot of our people, like, you too, bruh, like, all of the people that we went to, like, Doug with, bruh, they was just, like, super musically or artistically inclined, like, shit, like, niggas really on it, doing it, and motherfuckers is coming to us for the culture at all times. Like I know we was talking about go-go, but I just had to just like shout out to Squizzard. Like, Jai, we gonna go hard. Like we go hard as shit.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to y'all.